So in his book, Practicing the Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle teaches a simple open-eyed meditation that's quickly become my favorite meditation to do and kind of changed my perspective on reality and even consciousness. So today I'm going to talk to you guys all about how to do this simple but powerful open-eyed meditation. So in my opinion, meditation is really about playing with your awareness, putting your awareness on something, but more importantly, taking your awareness off of something else. Pretty much all meditations are really focused on this concept. So right now, your awareness is on my image. It's on the sound of my voice. It's not on the texture of your socks against your foot, or the pressure of the chair against your back, or the hum of the AC in the background. But I bet it is now. So our brains are constantly being bombarded from signals from this three-dimensional world filtered through our sensory faculties, from lights in colors and forms to smells and taste and temperature and texture. Our brains can't actually handle all of that data that's coming in, so it developed the ability to selectively focus on some of that information and then move that focus to another area, then move it focus to another area. But what's more important is not necessarily what it puts its focus on, but what it takes its focus off of, and is this mechanism of our brain which we take advantage of when we meditate. So right now your focus and awareness is on me, but if I ask you to put your focus on the texture of your socks against your foot, you could do that. Now those signals were always there, you were just not aware of them. Now here's the tricky part. If I ask you to take your focus off of the texture of your socks against your foot, that's a little bit harder, but totally possible. So there is a well-known trick of how to take your awareness off of something. And the trick is to intensely put your awareness on something else. And this trick is what almost all meditations take advantage of. So for example, if you were to close your eyes and put your awareness on your breath, listen to the sound of your breath coming in and out, feel the sensation of the air flowing in your nostrils and out, feel your chest expanding and contracting with that breath, and really just focus on your breath. By doing that, you are taking your awareness off of the rest of the three-dimensional world, off of the rest of your body, off of your thoughts, and you're silencing your mind. Or if you're into chanting mantras like Om, you can intensely put your awareness on just that mantra, or even a Western word like love or relax, relax, relax. You can put your awareness so focused on just that you take your awareness off of everything else and you silence your mind. There's also a lot of guided meditations out there where you envision a scenario like you're walking through a forest or on a beach, or there's a glowing light that is moving through your body and healing you. By intensely putting your awareness on just this image in your mind, you silence the rest of your mind and you take your awareness off of everything else. If you've talked to anybody who's really into yoga, they'll often say that yoga is one of the only ways they've found to silence their mind. And they're using this exact same mechanism, and you could argue that yoga can be a form of meditation. By putting yourself in these strenuous positions, upward dog, downward dog, you were intensely putting your awareness just on your body. And by doing that, you're taking your awareness off of the rest of the world, and you're taking your awareness off of your mind, which silences your mind. And so Eckhart Tolle teaches a technique in this book, which I've never personally seen before, which is why I'm so excited about it, which takes advantage of this exact same mechanism. So what he teaches is to intensely put your awareness on the three-dimensional world. Every light, every color, every texture, every sound, every smell, every taste, every sensation that you have. And by putting your awareness externally on all these sensory inputs, you are taking your awareness off of your thoughts and you're silencing your mind. And it absolutely works. I can do this and my mind becomes silent. It becomes blank. Just like with yoga, just like with chanting mantras, just like with focusing on my breath, intensely putting my awareness externally on my sensory inputs silences my mind, and it is absolutely a beautiful thing. Because I've reached this place before where I silence my mind, but it's usually in a deep state of meditation. But to be able to do this, to reach this state when I'm fully awake and alert and aware, it's something special. And Eckhart Tolle describes this as living in the now, right? Being fully aware and present of what is going on right now. And he describes these little moments of silencing your mind as gaps in the mind stream, which does kind of sound accurate. After you've experienced this silencing of your mind, you realize that, man, your mind is just chattering all day long, non-stop. And when you get to just silence it, is absolutely a beautiful thing. And in his book, he says that you can also create a gap in the mind stream simply by directing the focus of your attention into the now. Just become intensely conscious of the present moment. So you can do this meditation during just about anything. If you're walking your dog or playing with your child or riding a bike, just be intensely aware of all the sensory inputs and be aware of right now. And he goes on to say that in your everyday life, you can practice this by taking any routine activity that normally is only a means to an end and giving it your fullest attention. So what he means by this is that we're often living in the future. We're washing the dishes as a means to an end to having clean dishes. We're cutting the grass as a means to an end to have the grass cut. And we're constantly looking towards the future. But he says that you should live in the now, and that there is something very beautiful and peaceful about just washing the dishes or cutting the grass. And by living in the now, you grow to appreciate these little moments throughout your day. And Eckhart Tolle also talks about how our minds are constantly living in the past and in the future, but we often neglect the right now. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this as well. So if you had some sort of painful or traumatic event happen to you in the past, maybe a fight with your spouse or somebody cut you off on the highway, our brains want to relive that moment over and over and over again. Likewise with the future, we often tell ourselves that someday I'll be happy, someday I'll be satisfied, and right now it's just a means to get to that someday. And we need to completely scrap this entire model and instead focus on living in the now and being intensely aware of right now and the beauty of it, and just learn to appreciate what is happening right now. So I want to practice this meditation with you right now. So I'm gonna have a moment of silence, and when I do, I want you to intensely put your awareness on everything outside of you, every color and light and texture that you can see, the sensation of the chair against your back or the pants against your legs, the sensation of your lungs filling up with air, the sound of your breathing, the sound of the air conditioning. Put your awareness on everything, as much as you can outside of you. And when you do this, you're going to notice an intense silence in your mind. Do you hear it? Do you hear the silence in your mind? Most people go their entire lives without ever being able to silence their mind. This is such a profound and beautiful thing that you can actually do that when you're still awake and alert and doing other activities, right? When you're driving to work, when you're at your job, when you're home with your kids, you can intensely just be aware of the now. So we'll have a link down in the description below to this book if you guys want to check it out. I do highly recommend it, and I probably will be making some other videos around some of the topics taught in this book. Now, he does have a book called The Power of Now, and then he came out with Practicing the Power of Now, which is just a more condensed version of it, a little bit easier to read, but I definitely recommend this book. If you guys want to check out what I think are the 5 superpowers that I've gained from doing daily meditation, check out this video I did right here, breaking those down. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell icon. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you over in the next video.